Hello, this is Dark Warrior. I'm responding to racial awareness. I hope I don't get my video cam does not get frozen here. I'm just going to say this about that video. That video showed images of whites being victims of black on white crime. So I'm assuming that, well, actually non-white crime, because we have to add other non-whites. It's not just blacks, other non-whites. STefan, STefan, we've had discussions concerning some of the allegations I have made that have been, generally held beliefs of white nations going into non-white nations, taking them as slaves, conquering them, exterminating them, and you seem to say that is anti-white. Now, how come I cannot say as a black person that your video is anti-black, because you are doing the very same thing that you accuse me of doing? Now, I'm sure that you're going to say that this is the truth. Well, this is what's reality. Well, in some ways, it is reality. But what I said about whites going into other countries, whites taking people as slaves internationally, is also the truth. So you have to have a thicker skin here. You cannot expect me to look at your video of, all whites being raped by blacks, whites being murdered by blacks, as not being anti-black, and you accepting the fact that whites have gone to other nations, have taken people as slaves without Africans helping them. Yes, but do you think that all these whites that were slave owners were great people? No, they were fucking thugs, just like black thugs that beat up white people. They were thugs. Why is that emotional? This video that you've shown is emotional too. So all I'm saying is there's a double standard. I feel that you're right now you're committing a double standard. I've not debated everything that you've said. I've not disagreed with everything that you said. But you gotta have a thicker skin here. If you don't want white nationalists that's being painted as Nazi, lynchers, people that beat, white street gangs, people that are ignorant, people who, that never went to school, people who have no rational reason to dislike blacks. If you don't want that image to be a white nationalism, why are you painting non-whites as, in general, enemies of the white race? Because that video, most blacks do not want to kill whites. Vast majority of blacks do not want to kill whites. And I agree, most white nationalists, or many white nationalists, do not want to kill blacks. See, I disagreed. I just said, white nationalists don't, and as a majority, do not want to kill blacks. Maybe back in the day, in the Ku Klux Klan days, that was the case. I think that, back in the Ku Klux Klan days, the lynchings were to send a political message of race mixing. They did not necessarily want to exterminate the black race. They wanted to put blacks in their place. So even the Ku Klux Klan back in their day, their form of terrorism was politically motivated based upon some of the ideals of white separatism and preserving the white race. Yes. So even those people, I don't believe most Ku Klux Klan people want to kill blacks. Many of them hate blacks, and some of them, and many of them just dislike blacks, based upon the reasons that you're given and based upon this video. But I feel that's a double standard. I feel that you are sitting here expecting blacks to paint a pretty picture of whites, or you think they should paint a pretty picture of whites, only a pretty picture of whites, because a negative image of whites, you connect to that and you feel that's attacking you. Well, I don't feel that this video is necessarily attacking me, but I feel that it will ultimately it ultimately is maybe attack. In some ways, it is attacking me. In some ways, it's not. But the bottom line is, what you're doing is a double standard. What many white nationalists do is a double standard. They paint blacks, this black on white crime, black on white crime as one of the means of destroying the white race, when they should know that the reason why whites are going to become minorities because predominantly they're not copulating enough, or they're not producing enough babies. You're trying to tell me interracial crime, the whites are getting killed, slaughtered? I mean, black on white crime is the number one reason for white is equal to white genocide? I don't think so. I think I've said enough, but I mean, I just don't understand you guys. I mean, you expect people to sit there and you don't want people to paint white nationalists as violent, which I do not think many white nationalists are. I think many white nationalists are not violent at this time. I don't think that they necessarily hate blacks. I don't think they like them very much in general. I think that many white nationalists can see blacks as individuals. Yes, I do. I believe that white nationalists can see some good blacks, and they can talk with blacks that share some of their same values, or even blacks that share some of their different values. They can have black friends. Yes, I do. But your video has is made a generalization that you say is true, but when blacks, or not just blacks, but other whites who object to your organization paint, put on the skinheads, put on ignorant white nationalists, you find that anti-white. That's a double standard to me. So if you can explain that to me, I greatly appreciate it. But if you're going to say it's the truth, well, I'm going to say that the images of white nationalism, all those are the truth too. So, you got to have a thicker skin. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks.